Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Bootstrap just announced the release of its 5th version. We're still in first stage. So here we go, we are going to talk about Bootstrap 5, the changes in Bootstrap 5, and is it worth or not switching as of now. I would like to mention that it's going to be super easy to upgrade from Bootstrap 4 to Bootstrap 5 because they haven't made huge changes to the class names, so it won't be a headache to upgrade from Bootstrap 4 to Bootstrap 5 like it was a headache to transition from Bootstrap 3 to Bootstrap 4. So without wasting any time, let's look at the changes in Bootstrap 5 as of now.
The first one is getting rid of Jquery. I would guarantee you some of the other days was necessary because some of the developers were not using Bootstrap because of the Jquery library. I mean, it's too old as of now and we have JavaScript frameworks to handle other stuff. So now Jquery is no longer a dependency to Bootstrap. Everything is in Bootstrap's JavaScript file. The second one is they removed the compatibility for Internet Explorer. Yeah, this was necessary. They had to do it some other day. You see many opportunities are introduced after removing support for Internet Explorer, like new classes which were not supported by Internet Explorer. Also, it's high time people should stop using IE. I mean, people still use it for ActiveX maybe, but ActiveX is vulnerable by itself and cause many security issues. Someone had to take the steps to make people upgrade their browsers, and Bootstrap has taken a step. The third one is that they have improved the documentation. If you have a look on the documentation, it's more cleaner and even more information is provided in it, so it's a plus. Form controls have been updated. Previously in Bootstrap 4, if I consider a checkbox, it was a regular checkbox with some custom styles on it, but in Bootstrap 5 it's completely customized. You may find significant changes in checkboxes and radio buttons. And then there are new utility APIs. Now you could create your own classes with Bootstrap's utility API, and this time it's more efficient. Like new APIs have been introduced and you could go make your own padding class like PD5 or anything you have in your mind. I know this was there before, but now they are improved and more efficient. Changes in the grid systems and then Bootstrap has introduced its own icon in the forms of SVGs. Some people just don't feel comfortable using font or some icons, so Bootstrap decided to make its own icons. So as you can see, there are many icons. I will show you how to install them when we do the SAS part of Bootstrap. Now getting back to the changes in the grid system, we can now have a new tier XXL for super large screen, for TV I guess. Gutter classes are now utilities made by the utility APIs. It is a perfect example of utility APIs. Last but not the least, columns are no longer position relative by default. Now we are going to see how to install Bootstrap 5. There are three ways. First, using Bootstrap own CDN to download the minified CSS and JavaScript files, or downloading the sources, or downloading using the node package manager, which we are going to do. Remember, you need to have node.js installed because npm comes with it. Okay, so here we go, we are in VS Code. So before we go into Bootstrap, I would like to suggest you two extensions to download. The first is Live SAS Compiler. Here this would compile your SAS code into CSS in real time, so you don't need to compile it again and again. And another is Live Server. Wait, let me show you. This instantly makes a server and for you to run your static files. So it's just yeah, you don't need it, but it makes your life easier. Okay, so let's go ahead and install Bootstrap. So before installing Bootstrap, we need to initialize our node project. So we would go npm init and a y option in front, so it doesn't ask us unnecessary questions. So yeah, it's done. So now we have a package.json here, which will tell all our which will mention all our dependencies over here in the dependencies section. So yeah, now we will go ahead and install Bootstrap. So npm install Bootstrap, And yeah, here's the thing, if you want the latest version you could just type next, but for the video I will tell you how to install a specific version. So here we're going to install 5.0.0 alpha 1. So yeah, here we go. Let's wait for it to get installed. It should be quick, it won't take time. Yeah, so now you see in the dependencies you have Bootstrap. Now we are going to add Bootstrap icons just like we did with Bootstrap. So npm install Bootstrap icons. So it won't take time, it would just be so quick. We just wait for it. Yeah, so we have both the dependencies added in our package.json file. So if we check our node modules, you will get two folders. So one is Bootstrap, which contains all the Bootstrap things, and Bootstrap icons, where there are all Bootstrap icons. So if I see this, yeah, this all these icons are, yeah, you will see these are codes, but actually if you include them in your files they would look as if they were icons. So yeah, these are pretty useful for you. You could just include any of them which you would need. So yeah, so let's close this and let's go to Bootstrap. So if we check Bootstrap, we have an SCSS folder in which all of the SAS files are placed. Now there are a bunch of files, like you have the variables file where you could change the things. Let me find it. Yeah, here. So here are pretty much variables like gray. These are all variables, you could set it to color codes. But the thing is, if we edit it right here, then there will be a problem. The problem will be that whenever Bootstrap releases a new update, all of these will be overwritten. So you don't want to make it run over. So what we are going to do, we are going to make a completely new SAS files with our customized variables, and we are going to compile it. So we are not making any changes here. We just need the bootstrap.scss file, which is the main Bootstrap file which includes everything. So in the root directory, yeah, I will close the node modules. Here I'll create a style.scss file. So now I want to include Bootstrap, so I would first leave a line, and then here I will do include. So from here I would go node. Why isn't it showing like node module slash bootstrap slash? Nah, it's in bootstrap slash scss slash, yeah, scss slash bootstrap dot scss. Yeah, this should work maybe. Yeah, why won't it work? So whenever this thing happens to you, you should check the other Bootstrap file, like how did they import it in the first place. So we did the correct thing. So what was the problem? So let's try this or this. So we did include, so actually it should be import. That was a mistake on my part actually. The point is that you should always check it, because it won't tell you an error. If you see, if you did include here, it would just tell you that it needed a SAS file, but it didn't actually tell you that include. You don't have to use include. So we used import and brought that file in. Now just like here I would use primary color, like okay, so I will set primary color. It is a Bootstrap variable which we are modifying here, primary. Yeah, so primary I would keep it like, okay, so let's just not modify anything for now. So I would do watch SAS here. Yeah, watch it. It would show us the compiled CSS in just a minute. I would close this. Let's wait for the SAS files to appear. Okay, so the SAS has compiled and we have the style.css here. It didn't take long, like it was just a minute because it was just the first time it did. So now I would go ahead and create an index.html. I would just like to test and show you guys how Bootstrap SAS works and how you can modify it to make your site look like not bootstrappy. You know how general Bootstrap look, and that looks pretty ugly, and people start judging you like, do you use Bootstrap? So you could modify your version of Bootstrap and you could create your own version of Bootstrap to make it look more beautiful and according to your own colors. So I would make the basic template of HTML. Yeah, so here we go, and I will link the style.css here. No, link. Sometimes this thing happens and I just couldn't type it, and I would link that file which is in the same directory. So I would just call style.css. Okay, so it's done. Now I would set this class, maybe there's bg primary. What this basically does is set your background color of your entire body to primary color. So the primary color is still the same color used by Bootstrap. We haven't changed anything right now. So if I run this using live server, we could see what's up. Like this, you see this blue color because primary color is this. Bootstrap default primary color is this. So if you want to change it, go to the SAS file, bring it. I would place all the edits here. So here we go. I will type primary #FFF. Okay, so if I save this, maybe the changes should occur now. Maybe I need to save that page to make it refresh again. Yeah, change detected. Now you see it's entirely white because that was FFF means white. So if I can change it to #0, the primary color will change to black, and it would apply to everything. Like if you use the navbar with primary color, the navbar would also change with the primary color, so it will also become black. Yeah, so I need to save it index.html again to make it reload. Yeah, so the change is detected and yeah, it became black. So you got the basic idea. Like you could just mess around with the variables, you could create utility APIs to make your job done and make your site look not so bootstrappy. So this was the entire point of video. Hope you guys liked it. Like yeah, sure, this was my first video and I would I know I suck at explanations, but I am working on it to get it all right. Also I have few projects entirely for YouTube, like they are big projects. I am using Burn Stack, plus I am making the React Native also for that project. So stay tuned, subscribe to the channel for that, and I'll see you guys in the next video.